Hey there, Jonathan Sports. And first off, I just want to say I feel bad for Dak, and that's a pretty gruesome injury. After I watched the first replay of it, I couldn't watch it anymore. That was just horrible. I feel bad for Dak now with the franchise tag, not having a long-term deal. But I mean, I guess that's the risk we take. Um, I don't know if that'll be like an Alex Smith kind of injury or not, so it might be a couple years to see him. But he's a young kid. I think he'll bounce back. He's a good player. But I think the first thing I can say, other than the horrible refereeing one-sided calls tonight, is the Giants' defense. I think we've seen what they really are tonight. They're a fraud. I mean, when you need them the most, they will fall apart. They will give up the play, but they can't give up. And just the tackling, and I mean, they can't stop the run. They made that Cowboys offensive line that looked championship, you know. Make it look like the line that Cowboys had 5 years ago. I mean, it was ridiculous. Blake Martinez ghosted. Tay Crowder had a couple really bad tackle attempts in the game. It was really disappointing. Looked a lot like Devontae Down. So, I was high on him. I'm glad he got the start for experience, but he really didn't. I can't say he looked a whole lot better. Darnay Holmes needs to get better. He has been bad. He's bad. He's one of the worst rated corners in the NFL right now. His tackling is atrocious. I don't know if he's just making business decisions or his tackling's got to get better. Joe Judge has got to get these guys in there, especially these secondary players and some of these young linebackers, and he's got to do some tackling drills. This needs to be pumped into their brain. It needs to be automatic for them. But I mean, on defense, James Bradbury is about all I liked. I mean, other than a couple Kyle Fackrell plays. That pick six was beautiful, and you had a couple nice tackles for loss, a few pressures. Marcus Golden did okay, I guess. He got a few pressures, got a sack early on, but that was more of a collective thing. A collective sack on Dak there. I mean, there's really not much to say about the defense. It's horrible. Hoosier. They're. I'm just hoping David Mayo comes back, and it really helps because when you allow rushing like this, especially to an offensive line they're decimated and they're not good. So when you allow Zeke or any running back to run the way they did, you're not going to win many games. It's just not going to happen. I thought Graham called a horrible game right at the end of the first half, just sitting in cover two and just leaving the middle of the field wide open. I knew CeeDee Lamb was going to kill us. You can't do that with that kid. You can't do that. You cannot sit in cover two with CeeDee Lamb out there on the field. Cannot do it. And another reason why they get a lot of runs because we stayed in our nickel. I don't know if Dallas would have hurried up if we tried to substitute, if that was the deal. They're keep on the field, but I mean, just sitting there letting them run, 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 run. And we're just sitting there in nickel. So, uh, but the Cowboys, I mean, listen, I'm not. You won't probably. You pray maybe once or twice every few years you might hear me say something about the officiating, but this was horrible. I mean, I just sat there. I wasn't even really paying attention to the corners, the defensive line, or anything. After the first half, like actually middle way through the second quarter, I was just eyeing down the Cowboys line because they were holding all night long. Going back to the drive right before the half. There was another horrible before the big CeeDee Lamb pass in the middle with the bullshit bogus call. By the way, I mean I don't know what the hell that safety is supposed to do right there. It ain't like he was headhunting. CeeDee Lamb skied up when he came down. Their helmets collided. I don't know what the fuck refs want. That's a bullshit call. So I mean, just the holdings are just ridiculous. And then what? Just the blatant hold on B.J. Hill in the last drive. I mean, come on, it don't get any more clear. And they're calling us for. I mean, this was the most one-sided fucking refereeing I've seen in my life. Well, not in my life. I shouldn't say that because there was a week one about 4 years ago against the Cowboys where they literally spotted them 2 touchdowns. But this is ridiculous. Is this how fucking pathetic the Cowboys are? You really gotta sit here and have the refs like give them a win over the fucking our pathetic team? First of all, they ain't doing shit. They are a horrible team. The Cowboys are a horrible team. But the offense, I mean, Our O line was just this is the worst I've seen all year. I mean, they really don't have much going on there in the interior, and they just all night was pushing our shit in. It was ridiculous. Andrew Thomas, they need to give him help. He's struggling. He is struggling. He is not looking well. They need to give him help. They need to have running backs chip tight. Put a tight end over him. Help him because we're not going to win many games with him allowing sacks and just allowing people to run. I get it. He's been getting beat on the inside, so he's real protected with the inside right now. So he's just going to start getting burned around the outside. I don't know what to say. He's not good right now. The whole offensive line's not good right now. Bad. There's no way that Cowboys offensive line should have looked better than ours, and they looked much better than our line. And I mean the wide receiver routes, man. There's a few nice plays here and there. I see it week by week getting a little bit better, a little bit more mixed up, but again, it's just the same routes. The same routes. Oh, we've been sitting here playing against the same defenses every week because it's the same routes the wide receivers are running. They know what's coming. It's not good. It's just not good. The combination of defense and knowing what routes we're going to run, sitting on our fucking routes, and the way our line is playing, you can't win. You can't win. But again, we got to give Andrew Thomas some help because he's not good. Even listen, it wasn't even. I thought some of the calls that were against the Cowboys were bullshit too. The roughing on the passer on Daniel Jones, that was bullshit. It was bullshit. It was he hit his helmet, yeah, but it wasn't intentional. It ain't like he pulled him down and slammed him down. Bullshit call. I get we're an 0-4 team. And I don't know, maybe the rest feel like, there's not going to be a whole lot of outrage. But I get there's bad calls in every game, every week. And it's been getting worse and worse for years. But, at least be consistent. Seriously, I don't even have to go. I'm going to go back through and look at the tape, but I guarantee you they held on 35-40% of them snaps. Blatant holds on Cowboys' offensive line. They were blocking from behind. They were bear hugging our defensive linemen, pulling them down, just laying on them. I mean, you're calling it on us. Why don't you call it the other way? The way I see it is the Giants were the better team tonight. They got fucked over in a couple plays. That the illegal shift or whatever on the fake field goal, I don't get it. Tony Romo said it's ticky-tacky. Oh, it's more than ticky-tacky. If you want to really argue about the rub route there or whatever, go ahead. Either way, I felt the Giants were better all around. Now, if Dak would have stayed in the whole game, I might have a different opinion on that, but I feel like this was a blown game. It's blown by the refs. I get it. We're a bad team. But, I mean, just don't be so fucking obvious with it. This is the most one-sided shit I've seen in years. 4 or 5 years. I mean, I guess we're just going to see the blueprint. I'm going to keep my eyes on every Cowboys game here and see if the refs are intentionally keeping the games close for them. Because it's looking like that's their clear-cut favorite. Because it looks like the Eagles are getting some bad calls today, too. That's the Steelers. They always get good calls. It's just like these teams, man. You know what? I want to once come out of a game and feel good about the officiating. One fucking time. I want to see my players getting calls and sitting on the sideline smiling, laughing, smacking ass. Well, we don't get that luxury, I guess, until we start turning this around. It feels like this for years, man. You don't only gotta beat the opposing team, you gotta beat the fucking refs too. I mean, it took a lot of points off the board. For us here tonight. This isn't like one blown call, multiple. Just horrible officiating all around. I know we're a bad team, still no excuse. If you're gonna call it like us, fine. But call it the other way too. So I guarantee you won't hear me complaining like this about the officiating for the rest of the year, but I'm telling you right now. It's on the refs. It was horrible. And it seems like it could have been a real electric good game down to the end. And it just takes all the fun out of it. All the fun gets taken out of it for me. Anyways, that's it for me. Like and subscribe, and I'm sure I'll have a couple of videos out this week. Stay safe, everybody.